right, guys, episode 9 of Talking Kaka. Welcome back. Episode 9, man. We are very close to a milestone. 10 episodes. That's crazy. Never in my life did I think I was gonna get to 3, 5, but now we're on episode 9 and we're close to episode 10. Yeah, I'm proud of myself. But yes, welcome to today's episode. A few little things to update you guys on. The winterfest. Guys, that shit was straight ass. That shit was ass. It was so bad. It was not fun at all. I went in with the highest expectations and I was severely let down. I was pissed off. When we first got there, mind you, they had no fucking parking because it was like an open event. Like the tickets, it was like free entry. There was no tickets, and the car park itself was tiny, so tiny. Everyone was parking out along this long ass road because the area that was in, it's like mad, like country almost. So it's just long roads and the cars were just all parking out there. And so we ended up having to walk about a whole fucking kilometer from our car just to get to this place. And, you know, mid walk, we see a dead fucking kangaroo just in the ditch. And I was like, today's not going to be a good day. The poor roo just on the side of the road was a big fucking sign of that. And yeah, we get in and it's like, there's hella people already. Like, it's not too many for it to be like, you know, for me to start getting overstimulated. But it was a lot. It was a lot. And I kept saying to my family, I'm like, let's just go get food now. I'm starving. I haven't had anything to eat because I'm trying to save my hunger or save my stomach room for this good ass food that I'm hoping to have. But no, they all wanted to go on the rides. All the kids wanted to go on the rides, and you know, fair enough. But yeah, I was starving. I really wanted to get the food, and you know, they went on the dodgems, they went on a couple of the other, like the big slide and a couple of little baby rides for like the younger ones. There was no ice skating rink there. I'm so devastated because we went to Winterfest in, I don't even know where it was, but it was super far away. But we went to Winterfest a couple years ago. They had an ice skating rink. So that was my expectation coming to this one. Nope, no ice skating rink, and I was super disappointed, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, we were getting on a few rides, and I'm starting to notice, like, there's more and more people rocking up. Like, there is just fucking people flooding in through the entry, and I'm like, oh my god, guys, we need to get food! But no, they had tickets, and they wanted to go on the rides, and I'm like, oh, I'm starving. I'm wasting away. I'm so hungry. Like, we need to get food. And by the time we did get food, it was fucking packed. Like, my social anxiety was running rampant through my body. I'm like, oh my god, I want to go home. I don't even want to get food. There's so many people. Let's just go home. I'm over it. But yes, we finally ended up getting food. Finally. And we go into the gate to where all the food stalls were. Guys, I about had a heart attack. It was shoulder to shoulder. Lines fucking longer than the Nile. For every food truck, by the way. And I was so annoyed. I was so fucking annoyed. And my family really wanted to try the spuds. There were spuds, like loaded potatoes, basically. And yeah, so we were standing there, and I didn't know what we were standing there for. I'm like, what are we getting? They're like, spuds. I'm like, where's the line? They're like, we're in the line. I'm like, oh, okay. I look at how long this fucking line is, and it is huge. I was like, no, mama. I'm not waiting here for some spuds. I'm like, no, I'm going to go get me some birria tacos. I think that's how you say it. Anyway, Smoking Gringos. I've had them before. They have a whole shop not far from us. But yeah, they had a food truck, and I'm like, I'm going to them because they have a new product, and it's like this loaded croissant taco, and you get like the big dipping sauce, and yes, I'm like, I will wait in line for that. I won't, however, wait in line for a damn loaded potato, which I could probably make better at home. I'm not going to personally, but I know if I tried, I could. So yeah, I was waiting in line. So mind you guys, I had gone and got into the line for the birria tacos. I was waiting for a while, actually. Got to the front, ordered, got my ticket, waited, got my food, went back to the spud line, and it's still long as fuck. And they're still in the line. And I'm waiting for them. I'm like, oh God, hopefully this goes and moves along, you know. No, it was barely fucking moving. And yeah, I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not. So I go, and like, there was not really much seating, considering the amount of people that were there. So the area that they were holding this winterfest at, I think they do like races, like horse races and stuff there. Or car races, I don't know. But they had a big field, and they had all this big like seating, and they opened that up so like people can go and sit on the stairs. And yeah, so I go out there, my social anxiety is running rampant. I'm like, I can't believe I'm about to have to sit here by myself in a crowd full of people and eat, feeling like a fucking loser. But it has to be done because I've just paid like $30 for this fucking taco, croissant, whatever the fuck it is. I'm not eating it cold. So yeah, I had to put on my big girl boots and eat by myself in public in a crowd full of people. Pat on the back to me. But yes, I ate, and you know, I was sitting there for a little bit. I'm like, hopefully these motherfuckers have got their food already, because I'm ready for dessert. And yeah, I wander back out. I see the spud line still long as shit. And I'm like, you are joking. Like, they're still in line. Because they had like this little light up balloon. It was like this like clear inflatable balloon with lights. And you couldn't miss it. They were like the only ones that I seen that had them. So it wasn't hard to miss them in the crowd. And I could see the balloon. I'm like, they're still there. Mind you, it's been like 45 minutes at this point. But yeah, so I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm not waiting in here. It's fucking insanity. It's chaos. And like, I'm trying to navigate through the crowd, and I'm about ready to just start barging people. And that's one thing about me, is like, I have social anxiety, right? But I cannot stand being in like shoulder to shoulder crowds, because it gets to the point where like I let people through, and then more people just want to just help themselves. And I get so frustrated, and I just start barging people. I'm so sorry. But once I get to that point, it's over for everyone. I'm barging. And there was actually another girl that I'd seen in the crowd. She was getting over it too. She had a pram, and she just started wheeling bitches out the way. I'm like, you know what? Slay, queen. Slay. Because I'm doing the same thing. I'm barging people. I don't care. And I just need to get the fuck out of there. Like, I'm going to pass away. I'm honestly going to pass away. So I am just like, I'm not like knocking people over, but yeah, I'm not letting people through. I have one clear exit, and I'm getting there as soon as I can. But yeah, that was a whole fucking debacle on its own. I finally get to the gates, and then I'm like, you know what? Before I leave, I'm going to see if I can get dessert, you know? I'm going to see if I can get dessert, and I see the Dippin' Dots truck. Now, if you remember from last episode, I really wanted the creme brulee Dippin' Dots. And with like the actual creme brulee on top. I was so excited for that. And this Dippin' Dots truck, it was like right near the entry/exit gate. And so I didn't think, it didn't look like there was anyone there, right? I seen a few people. So I'm standing there. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. There's not that many people. Let me go and get a creme brulee Dippin' Dots. I'm standing there. This person's like waiting on their order. They get their order and they leave. I'm like, all right, sweet, I'm up. My turn. I can finally get something sweet in me, you know? Y'all know I love something sweet. And I see this other bitch just come out of nowhere, and she gets in line and starts ordering. Or not in line, she gets in front of me and starts ordering, and I'm like, hello, excuse me, what the fuck? And then I look to my left, I realize there's a long fucking line for the Dippin' Dots. And they're all just kind of looking at me like, what the fuck? You better not be pushing in. Like, what the fuck do you think you're doing, bitch? And I'm like, oh my God. So now I've stood here for like 5 minutes looking like a fucking loser, trying to get some Dippin' Dots, thinking, oh, you know, this line's surely not that long. Bitch, wrong. Yeah, it was just as long as the Spud line. And I was pissed off. So yeah, I was like, I'm done. I'm so over this at this point. I am ready to go home. I leave and I'm standing outside. I can't find anyone. I don't know where anyone is. Cause like, I didn't know if they were all in the Spud line. So I'm like, let me just try and call some people. I call my sister. No answer. I call my other sister. No answer. I call my mum. No answer. I call my mum's boyfriend. No answer. I'm like, I call my other sister. No answer. I'm like, I'm calling them on like through my phone. I'm calling them through Facebook, like everything, like Messenger. No one wants to answer their damn phones. I'm like, what the fuck? And so I messaged my brother's fiance, and I'm like, where the fuck are you guys? And she's like, we left. I'm like, y'all better fucking not have. Y'all better not have left. Like, did everybody leave? And she's like, I don't know about everyone, but we left. It's too much, too chaotic. I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers better not have left me. So I'm calling, spam calling. I must have called them like fucking 20 times, bro. I'm like, where the fuck are they? Where are they? And yeah, they finally, after like 20 minutes, I had time to walk around and like, you know, try and look for them. Try not to die of a fucking heart attack and social anxiety and like public embarrassment, because I feel like a loner right now. I feel like people are looking at me like, why are you by yourself? That's so fucking weird. Anyway, so I'm trying not to die. They finally hit my line again, and they're like, yeah, we're still in where the food stores are. I'm like, are you motherfuckers at the Spud line still? Because if so, these Spuds cannot be that good. And they're like, no. So the ATM machine for the Spud line stopped working, so they had to fuck everyone off. I'm like, you are joking. You're joking. I was like, so where the fuck are you now? They're like, oh, we're getting chicken skewers. I'm like, okay. All right. The whole thing was just ass. And then after we got food, I'm ready to go. I'm like, let's just go home. And then my sister's like, we can't. I just spent $150 on like ticket coupons for the rides, and I got to spend them. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, all right, fine, let's go. I was like, everyone better be getting on rides, except for me, because I'm a big bitch, and I feel like there are weight limits on there. I'm not doing that embarrassing shit. But yeah, they're like, no, there's no weight limits. Like, you know, I'm sure there's not. I'm like, bitch, yes, there is. There's always weight limits on the rides. Hello, for safety purposes. So yeah, I was like, no, I'm not doing it. And they just kept trying to convince me, like, are you going on any rides? Just go on. I'm like, no. And then we're sitting there, and like my nieces and nephews are getting on this one ride, right? And there was a bigger woman that got on. They started it, and then they had to stop, and then she had to get off. And I'm assuming it had to do something with like the disproportionate weight. So she had to get off, and the poor bitch was so fucking embarrassed. I'm like, this is why I'm not getting on. And y'all tried to tell me there's no weight limit on there? Baby. I know better. Obviously she didn't, but, you know, it's still fucking embarrassing, and They should have just denied her at the gate, saving her the embarrassment of getting on and then getting off. But that's a whole other story. I was so over it. I was so ready to go. I'm like, it was just a fucking mess. And yeah, like the whole fucking Hawkesbury was there. It was so busy. And then the walk back to the car, I was like, I'm already over it. I've had a shit time. Didn't even get any good food. Like, I think I also tried the candied grapes and the deep fried acai, and the chicken skewers, but that was because my family had gotten them. So I was having a little nibble of everyone else's. The candied grapes were good. The chicken skewers were good. The deep fried acai I wouldn't get again. But like, yeah, it was just, I'm annoyed because it's so many people, shoulder to shoulder, food line's insane, food not even that good. And now I have to walk a whole fucking kilometer back to the car. I was fucking over it. I was absolutely over it. And yeah, that was Winterfest, guys. That was Winterfest. Not cute. Not cute. Anyway, moving on. I had the strangest dream last night. The strangest fucking dream. And basically, okay, so I'm not even going to run you through the basics of this dream because I woke up, and the thing about me, and I think a lot of people, is like, you remember your dreams, right? But you only remember bits and pieces. But I feel like when you first wake up, that's when you remember everything, right? And then as time goes on, you slowly start to forget, obviously. As soon as I woke up, this dream had me waking up in a cold sweat, man. It was weird. It was very, very strange. So I woke up and I'm like, what the fuck was that? What was that? So I pulled out my phone, jumped into my notes, and I instantly just started writing everything that I could remember. And I was like, you know what? I know that I claim that I don't use ChatGPT that much. And I don't. But after last episode and asking ChatGPT to write me a pen pal letter, which, update, I still haven't sent off yet. But I do want to. I haven't forgotten about it, but I do want to. Anyway, after using ChatGPT and not hating the results, they kind of ate. I thought, what if I send these notes to ChatGPT and get them to make a story out of it? Guys, what I'm going to do is today we're going to read through it. We're going to read through my dream from last night because it was so strange. Yeah, let's go through it. This is what ChatGPT gave me. Should I add like really ominous background music? Oh my god, I should do that. We'll see how it goes. Okay. The family gathering at Pop's house was empty. Too empty. The rooms echoed with a hollow silence, the air thick with something I couldn't place. I stood alone, the dim lights flickering faintly above me when a sudden flutter caught my eye. A crow slipped through the open door and landed just inches away, its black eyes boring into mine. Before I could even react, it lunged, talons scraping the air near my face. Heart pounding, I shoved it out, slamming the door behind it. I headed to the bathroom to shake off the creepy unease. But as I looked out the window, my breath hitched. The crow was there again, banging its beak against the glass with frantic persistence. Then, a faint rustle from outside the bathroom door. I froze. When I opened it, standing in the shadows was another bird. A ghostly white owl. The eyes eerily calm but piercing through me. I barely had time to process before the crow burst back inside, snapping viciously. Desperation took over. I grabbed it by the throat. Its strength was unnatural. Possessed. It bit down hard, sharp pain shooting through my finger. In that moment, a dark thought flickered through me. Maybe I should just snap its neck against the floor and end this nightmare. But something held me back. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Instead, I released my grip and fled, hard hammering, searching for help. Trying to make sense of it all, I pulled out my phone and called a friend who works with animals, hoping to understand what it meant that the crow was following me. But no matter how I fumbled and tapped, I couldn't figure out how to work it. The screen wouldn't respond, and the buttons felt foreign in my hands. Frustrated, I pocketed the useless device and kept moving. Down the street, an ambulance roared past, a familiar face. A paramedic I'd once had a fling with, sat in the passenger seat. I waved frantically, but he ducked down, eyes refusing to meet mine. The ambulance vanished, leaving me stranded. I hid for a while, the night swallowing me whole, until I spotted friends from Melbourne driving past. I flagged them down, breathless, and climbed into the car. My friend's boyfriend was there too, making light of the situation with jokes about the eerie birds and the haunted night. His humour was a strange discomfort. So much tension. We pulled up outside my old childhood home, which is now my sister's place. Mum stepped out, her face calm but unreadable. I shoved the door shut. Anger boiling over. "Leave," I snapped. My friends from Melbourne began chanting a prayer, one of them holding ashes which they claimed was their aunt's. They held it in an urn. She urged me to take them, but suspicion curled inside of me. I refused. Then, as I turned to leave, she suddenly and suspiciously threw the ashes onto me. The cold grit fell over my skin like a silent curse, and a chill ran down my spine. That moment really creeped me out more than anything else that night. Was this a curse? What did she just do to me? Why did she throw the ashes on me? I found myself inside my sister's house, where a pizza night was quietly unfolding. For the first time that night, a strange calm settled over me. The storm outside had passed, but the shadows lingered just beyond the walls. Many questions still to be answered. Guys, that is a very, very accurate representation of what happened in this dream. Nothing but confusion. Nothing but confusion. I have no idea what the meaning behind this dream could be. But I do remember hearing that crows never forget a face, and they hold a grudge. So I don't know what the interpretation of this dream is, but I was very, very confused. I woke up and I'm like, what the fuck was that? And like, yeah, it's different reading it from ChatGPT, but like being in the dream, I'm like so confused. I had no idea what anything was. I couldn't even work a phone in my dream. I have a friend, a zoo friend, which y'all might remember from the bird base story. But I remember in my dream, I was trying to contact him. I don't know why. I thought, maybe because he knows animals, like, why is this crow, like, coming after me? And I did not know how to work the phone. Not a clue. I'm like, I've got the phone and I'm just, like, tapping it and it wasn't doing anything and it was just so weird. And then, like, this one guy that I hooked up with was in the dream and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's, like, so many hidden messages. I feel like there were just a million hidden messages in this dream and yeah. But I ended up Googling it and yes, crows, they never forget a face. And apparently they communicate with other crows about like this beef that they have with you. And so you could have a whole fucking group of crows after you. I don't know what this means. So yeah. A very strange dream. Very strange dream. And I don't know what the meaning behind it is. I have no clue what the meaning behind it is. Maybe I should go to like a psychic again and see what the fuck this dream means. And I say again because I have been to a psychic before. It must have been about, oh God, 10 years ago. I was very young, and me and a couple of my cousins had heard through the grapevines from a family member that there was this one lady, and she's like psychic, whatnot. But she doesn't do it as like a business. She doesn't do it as like, it's not like her main bread, She does it on the side. She's like all the way out in fucking whoop whoop land, and she doesn't have business cards. It's all word of mouth. And my auntie, I think, or maybe like, I don't know, a distant family member had gone to see her, and apparently everything that she said was like correct. Now, I know some of you might be like, suspicious and maybe don't believe in that kind of stuff, but I definitely do. So when I heard that a lot of those predictions had come right or like true, I was curious and I really wanted to go, and so did my cousin. So we missioned it over there, and yeah, her name is Jody. Now, Jody unfortunately is no longer with us. I think she passed away a few years ago, but oh my God, there was so much stuff that she told me that was just super, super weird now that I think about it. So I get there and I go first, and she lets you record. She lets you record your readings with her. And I wish I still had the recording, but I still remember a lot of the stuff anyway, but I just wish I still had the recording. But yeah, so there was a few things that she had mentioned, but the one that always gets me is like, she's like, you are not working at the moment? I'm like, no, I'm like still barely in school. But yes, I'm still in school. Because I didn't go to actual school. I dropped out and I went to a vocational college for about a year. Anyway, I was at the vocational college at the time of going to see this psychic. And yeah, she's like, okay, so you are you enjoying it? Like, I think from what I can feel, it does feel like you enjoy what you're doing right now, but you're ready for something different. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm ready for something different. She's like, yeah. I do see an opportunity for you to make money coming up very, very soon. I'm like, okay, right. And she's like, you just have to take the very first opportunity that comes up for work. She's like, it could be something as simple as you mowing lawns. It could be something as simple as you like handing out flyers. It'll be a very temporary thing, but it will eventually progress into a more stable job for you. And she said, this is coming up very, very, very soon. And she's like, don't miss it. And I was like, okay, all right, cool. And what had happened was about 2 weeks later, we were on school holidays. So from the vocational college, because we got whenever the normal schools would go on public holidays, we would go on public holidays too. So it was like the start of public holidays. And I was just like, chilling in bed, and my brother's fiance, she came into my room one day and she's like, do you want a job? I'm like, what is it? She's like, oh, you'll just be unloading stock from containers. It's only like a few days work, but it's a little under the table, if you know what I'm saying. She's like, it's only a couple days work, but hey, it's a little bit extra money. I'm like, yeah. She's like, all right, cool. I'll let them know. Because they were like desperate for workers apparently. I was like, yeah, sure. So I ended up going there, unloading a bunch of containers, and it was fucked. But yeah, so we would get those containers done in maybe like 5 or 6 hours. And then every time we'd go to leave, the team that would be working in the warehouse, spoiler alert, the team that would be working in the warehouse would be like, hey, do you guys want to stay back for a few hours? Just like, tidy up the warehouse and, do some checking. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll stay back. And then they would ask us more, like every couple of days, to just be like, hey, do you guys want to come in and help? Blah, blah, blah. And then like it progressed at that point to me like just working every day. And then they offered me like a full-time position, and I worked there for 5 years. And yes, this was the warehouse that I talked about in my last episode. It was the warehouse. It was the Donut King warehouse. It was the office bitch beef, and it was the creepy vending machine guy. That was that warehouse. Yeah, I started off there I was supposed to only be there a couple of days, unloading a couple of containers, and yeah, it progressed, and I was there for 5 years. So yeah, she clocked that one. There was a few other things that she mentioned. There were other things that she mentioned that I don't really want to talk about on the podcast. But they were pretty accurate. One of the other things she mentioned was like my love life, or lack of, apparently. She had stated that, there would be 3 guys. Whoa. And I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? Like 3 guys at once? Like, I don't know what you need to elaborate, babe, because I'm confused. And she's like, no. She's like, so you'll have one, the very first one, and it'll be everything that you want, everything that you need, I guess. And she's like, but it won't work out. I'm like, oh, that's fucking devastating. And then she's like, you'll meet the second guy, and he will also be everything that you want and need. But then there's a third guy. And she's like, he's going to come along, and I don't even feel like I should say this on the podcast. I'm debating. I'm going to skip it. But yes, she said that there were 3 guys, and, whatever happens, happens. But yes, my cousin went there, she got her reading done, and, I believe it, but I also do believe that there are plenty of opportunities for you to be taken advantage of, and just told whatever you want to hear. Because I did go to another psychic, and she just kind of like just talked a bunch of shit. And I don't know. I didn't believe anything that she said, and nothing she said came true. There was nothing that resonated with me. So, I mean, it's pretty hit or miss. But yes, Jodie, loved her. Rest in peace. But yeah, I would love to go again. Me and my best friend, we always talk about wanting to go to a psychic. It just never works out for us, but yeah, I would love to go and see one, especially about this damn dream that I've had. But yeah, it raises the question of like, if you knew when you were going to die and how you were going to die, would you want to know? I don't think so, but like, I would like some guidance, a little bit of guidance can't hurt, but I'm just a curious George, I would love to know. So, yeah, me and my best friend have wanted to go for a while, and it just hasn't, the cards haven't fallen, in our favor. But we will at some point, and we need to find one that we have a good vibe with, because, like I said, they'll tell you whatever you want to hear. It's like you need to find a legit one, which is pretty hard. But yeah, like I said, it's not for everyone. A lot of people just think it's a bunch of hocus pocus, and that's fair enough. That's totally fair. Me personally, I believe it, and I'd love to go and see what's in store for me next, But yeah, that's the story of the psychic. Yeah. It's so eerie. But yeah, that dream, man, that dream was something fierce. When I woke up, I'm like, and this happens a lot. Like, I genuinely just want to know, like, the meaning behind a lot of my dreams. Because the thing with me is my dreams are so detailed, and there's just a lot happening. And everybody that I know, they aren't dreaming like I am, apparently. I'm like, I was telling the family group chat about it, about the dream, and I sent them the chat GPT rendition of the story. And yeah, they were like, I haven't had a fucking dream in years. And even if I do have a dream, it's just a nightmare. But like me, yeah, I'm having dreams all the time, and I don't know how to explain it. I'd rather not. Unless it's like a good dream, but there's not many of them lately, so who the fuck knows? But yeah, I need to find out where they go. I need more information. More information on my dreams. I wish I had like I need to start like a little dream journal. That way I can put them in the chat GP and get some good ass stories out of them. But yeah, I remember one time I had a dream where like me and my whole family went to like Disneyland, and I was in my like full influencer era, and I'm like, everybody get GoPros. Everybody film your dream world, or everybody film your Disneyland journey so we can make it a vlog, and we'll post it on YouTube. And then we get to I keep saying Dream World. We get to Disneyland, and this shit is not Disneyland. This shit is like Disney Street, bro. I didn't even see a single Mickey walking around. It was so weird. And like, I'm not even going to get into the details of that because it was just so eerie. It felt like my dream version of Disneyland felt like a liminal space. It literally felt like a liminal space. It felt like the back rooms, bro. But yeah, it's so strange. So strange. And I think I need to have like a dream journal. I need a dream journal. I need to put everything through ChatGPT. I think I do. I think I have a couple of notes in my phone of like the more recent dreams. And maybe I should put them through ChatGPT. I know I said I don't use ChatGPT that often, but hey, this story that ChatGPT gave me, it's pretty good, man. It's pretty accurate, and I feel like it really paints the picture of just how fucking confused I was throughout this dream. We'll see. But yeah, that's my dream dilemma, I guess. I need to like find or just get some interpretations as to what that could mean in my real life. Yeah. Let's move on. Oh my god. So when I was at Winterfest, I ended up finding out that there was a whole fucking shooting and stabbing outside of my first arcade. That's scary. Apparently the whole fucking Westfield went into lockdown, and a couple of the witnesses had to get hidden in our laser tag, or in their laser tag. Used to be mine. But yeah, they had to get hidden in the laser tag and shit, and like, now Westfield is under fire because apparently their like protocol in handling the situation wasn't the best. My god. But yeah, I don't even remember how it started out. I think it started out as a couple of girls fighting, and then it progressed into like 20 other people coming in, and then this guy had like a machete and was like lunging at one of the cops, and he got shot dead. I have no opinion on that. People on Facebook did. But yeah, it's sad to see because, I grew up around here, and it's sad to see when stories like this come out. But yeah, it's just wild times, man. Wild times. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. I don't know why. I was just reading it. I think it's because I was talking about Mount Druitt yesterday, and it happened in Mount Druitt. Cut the clip of me talking about how it's really not a bad place. It's home. And, I grew up there. And that's my comfort place, but it's really not as bad as it's made out to be. Oh, ate shit there, didn't I? But yeah, it's sad to see. Anyway, let's move on. Oh my god, guys, update on Bird Bay. Look, it's not an actual update on Bird Bay himself, but I was having a conversation with a co-worker the other week, and I was telling him about this stupid fuck-ass winterfest that was coming up, and he's like, oh, I've never been. I'd love to go to Medieval Fair, though. He's like, I just missed it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I've been to Medieval Fair, and I updated him on the whole lore behind Bird Bay and, like, the Medieval Fair. And he's like, I've never been, and I just missed the one that happened, but it's coming back in August. Guys, I thought they only did Medieval Fair once a year. Apparently they do it a few times a year, and it's coming back. The puzzle pieces are starting to fit together. Because why would I randomly just bring up Bird Bay and then find out not even a week later that he is coming back? I have to do it. I have to. But, like, I also feel like I'm going to get cold feet, so I need someone to come with me who's going to, like, hold me accountable. But it's like, at the same time, how am I going to approach him? He's mid-show. I've never seen him outside of the show. Except for that one time in the tent where he handed me that little, like, pamphlet. Maybe I can go back to the tent. Maybe I just need to look for the tent. We'll see. But yeah, that's an update that I wanted to give. I don't know when exactly in August it is coming back, but it is coming back. We'll see. We'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. I need to find out when it's coming back. But yeah, I'll have to get my cousin to come with me because I feel like she loves supporting my delusions so much. But, you know. Oh my god, this is scary. It's scary, scary, scary. Guys, episode 10. I don't really know what I have planned for episode 10. I don't know what I'm going to film. I don't know. I don't really have much planned in between episodes to talk about. So I'm really going to have to knuckle down and find some shit to talk about. Or I could celebrate episode 10 with a guest. We'll see. A lot of ideas in my head. But we'll see. But episode 10, guys, this is exciting. I think once I get to episode 10, I'm going to have to knuckle down and just, like, post them. Because I've done too many now. Episode 9, I've done too many to give up now. And to just, like, you know, not post them. Anyway, this has been Talking Kaka, episode 9. Have a good day, have a good night, have a good morning, have a good evening. Whenever you're listening to this, have a good one. I would love to sit here and chit chat with you. But I gotta go.